Okay, now before I will tell you more about how to deal with the composite eyelets, I will show you one trick how to stick together the two eyelets where you would like to have the shared boundary. So there are a few options. Basically, first I check whether there is a permanent feature I can follow. Yes, there is, but it's just the boundary between these two crops. So there is no permanent feature where the double line can be used. So it should be by a single line. So basically, one option is that I will check how many vertices I have. So basically, I have two vertices on this polygon, and the neighboring polygon have more vertices, two more. So you can click on the vertex and delete it by pressing delete. I don't have a delete button on my Mac, so I cannot demonstrate it. The same for this one, and then you can simply the snap will work. So another option is if there will be much more vertices and I don't want to waste the time with deleting the vertices, I can use the function for cut off the parts, and I will be sure that they will be just two vertices. So I mark the polygon. So I will oh well, you see, this is the message. Move the new centroid, it is out of the polygon. So if this has happened, the recommendation is that you will do it different direction. So you might remember that I do it from this part here. So if you will use the opposite part from this part here, it will be cut off. So I will cancel the function and I will do it once again. So I will do the mistake once again. So you see, I go from this part to this part. It asks me for the centroid. I cannot do this, so I cancel the operation. But why I will do it from this part here, so it simply works. So now I can stitch these two eyelets together because this one have two vertices. The neighbor has also two vertices now. So I can use the reshape function. First, I will put this one on the right position, confirm the changes by pressing the Control and right click. Now I can snap the polygon to the neighboring one. So start editing, press V, you see it changed to the vertex, and oops, the snaps works. Press V, okay, you see, okay, now I do the change. In case on the boundary you would like to enter more vertices to follow the boundary precisely, you just do the double click and you do what do you want. So basically this you can use for enhance the boundary. So that was the trick how to stitch the two polygons together. Similar situation we have above. Let's see whether they have. Yes, they have a common vertex because the neighbor was also highlighted, and in this case the snap function doesn't work. So you can use the same approach. First, I might like detach the polygon first, so dragging the vertex out. This work doing reshape action, hold Control, and then you can drag off the vertex. Or I can do the same like before, so I will simply cut off the polygon. So it's very simple. I will use this one. You see it was cut off. Now I will check how many vertices on the neighbor. 2 only, so I will adjust first. Okay, I see that the boundary is a little bit curved, so first I will stitch the polygon together. So I know there are 2 vertices only. Pressing V. Okay, Control right click, confirm the change. So the polygon, it's updated. Now I can, if I like to be more precise, I can add the polygon, the vertices on the boundary directly. Okay, confirm the change. Yeah, perfectly adjusted. Assign the attributes. It's homogeneous, so it's adjusted and correct. The same for this one. Okay, so now I prepare already the composite one to be splitted. So let's check what's the information about the declaration. So the declaration from 2014 is not available. The white boundaries are not visible, but I see clearly the boundary between the arable land and grassland. So let's check what are the information in the ILOT. So you might see that there is a 80% of the arable land and 20% of the grassland, where the grassland is considered as a permanent grassland, and full area of the grassland is permanent. So in this case the decision is very simple. So you will use the function new polygon to split it. So you click inside the polygon, one vertex, second vertex, just select the attribute. So the quadruped attribute, it's for the ILOT, so it's C1, but now you have to assign the attributes for both of the parts. So the quadruped attribute has to be same for all subdivided parts of the polygon. So the upper part is grassland, the boundary between the parts is visible, so the correct is assigned. So the same I have to do for this part. So the ILOT was C1, here is the arable land part, and the attribute has to be same for both parts. Okay, that was the solving of the composite ILOTs. Let's find another one. So this is my example of the composite ILOT, where the declaration from 2014 is available. You might see that here are 2 arable land parts and the grassland. So this means that we will just subdivide the composite ILOT between the grassland and the arable land. The latest instruction says that if the discrepancy in the lines in the declaration and what is seen on the orthophoto is more than 10 meters, you should keep the declaration, so to use the boundary from the declaration and to put the warning semantic inconsistency. So I just measure the distance. I will do it here to clearly see what is the distance. So yeah, it's more than it's definitely more than 10 meters. It's about 32 meters. So in this case, I cannot follow the boundary visible on the orthophoto, and I will do the subdivision using the declaration. So for this, you will start a new polygon and follow the boundary of the declaration. Wait a minute, don't know what is happening. Okay, once again, I most likely click out of polygon. So subdivision of the composite islet. I'm not doing the subdivision for the two arable land. This is simply one arable land for me. So I just do the subdivision between the different land use classes. So in this case, it is between the grassland and the arable land. And since the discrepancy is more than 10 meters, I have to stick to the declaration. So I will use the function split, draw the new polygon, click inside, and then I will follow the, so it's a vertex, so I can snap on the vertex here and on the neighboring polygon here. Okay, it asked me for this, the boundaries were corrected, and then I will update the attributes for the islet parts. So for this one, it's arable land. So the qualprot should be C1. It's adjusted. The type agreg is other arable land, and the qualprot attribute is uncertain. So because the boundary I use from the declaration and the boundary doesn't fit with the orthophoto, so I use the uncertain attribute. Similar for the next part, so it's adjusted and correct. This is the grassland part. So this attribute is for the outer boundary of the islet, so I previously updated, it was correct. And the qualprot attribute is uncertain. Well, so since there is a discrepancy in the situation visible on the orthophoto and how it was captured, the wording semantic inconsistency has to be placed. So you click on the warning layer, select a point, and put a point inside. Ask you for the attributes. So it's semantic inconsistency. Click OK. That's it. So this case is solved.